My name's Dave Griffin, and I'm going to be standing for the Green Party on the regional list. I joined the Green Party really because I was inspired by my children, who'd been involved increasingly in the youth climate action, and I realised that personal behaviour change isn't enough, that we need a political change. And then I realised that it's not enough to just adopt a few policies, that we need effectively a different kind of government. We need something that puts fairness at its heart, and that doesn't just try to bolt a few environmental policies on an otherwise typical capitalist agenda. I've lived in Cardiff for 13 years now. I'm an engineer. I work a lot of the time from home, and I work in a whole range of things. I get to do some work with fuel cells, with making factories more efficient, sometimes things to do with transport. So I understand a lot of the science involved in climate change. I'm sometimes very frustrated by how unclearly or untruthfully politicians represent it, and I think it's very important that the population get to hear the truth and accurate science and get to decide for themselves what should be done about it. I think my favourite Green Manifesto policy is the universal basic income. With what's happened in the COVID, it's become increasingly apparent that the universal basic income would have helped immensely if it had been the norm during the COVID crisis, because it means that everybody gets to keep living their lives and the government just has to deal with how the money flow is changing. Whereas what we've had to do to make sure everyone gets through now is invent all these kind of vehicles for finding ways to fund people who are struggling. And we're going to have to find ways afterwards to help people get out of this. So I think it's become pretty clear that if we'd had something like that for the COVID crisis, we'd have gone straight into helping people. I think it's particularly important that as we move out of or move through what will probably be an extended recession, that we don't just do what we've done in the past and say, oh, it's going to have to be austerity and we're going to have to punish all the people who didn't have, who've already suffered as it was. So I think we're going to need fairness, and we're going to need people to tell the truth about what's really happening. But also, it's a great opportunity as we are coming out of recession to really commit to a green recovery. And this is a chance to work on all those projects which we know the planet needs, which are going to create sort of the green jobs of the future rather than just prop up failing industries of the past.